Okay, I had to switch over to a different cutting tool for this insert. I couldn't get my, I needed this angle to get around the live center. So I'm taking 15 thousandths off here, 30 all the way around. I'm hoping to be at 339. 339 at the end of this cut. So ultimately we're trying to go to 312. It's good practice for me to try to hit these numbers and know how my machine, how accurately and how dependable it is. Okay, so I said I want to be at 339. No, you can't beat that. Okay, so let me write that down. I got it written down. So I need to get down to 312, and the difference being 7, 1 from 3 is 2, so I need to lose 27 thousandths. So if I take 10, that'll give me 7 thousandths to go. So I'm going to dial in 10. I know this is probably an unorthodox way to start your zero, but I like it. Okay, so we need to get rid of 27. I said I'm going to dial in 10, which is going to give me 20 off the round. Should leave me with 7 thousandths to go. Am I right with that? And to get that 7 off, I'm going to put in 3.5. So I want to get rid of 27. So I'm going to put in 10. Sometimes I get to this point and I think I'm sneaking up on something, and boom, I'm 4 thousandths undersized. So here's 10 thousandths. This should leave us at 7 plus 12 is 19. This should leave us at 319. Here we are, about 400 RPMs. Do a little oil. Getting a better finish with a slower speed. I thought just the opposite was true with carbide. You all know about my knowledge base. I've got a story I've told before, but after the telling I always realized that, you know what, you really didn't get the true impact of that, you know, the feeling that you had when you were experiencing that story. You never did a very good job of conveying my response and my feelings of the day. Okay, we're getting close to the end. So we'll be having story time here in the near future. You know, I grew up with a bunch of characters, and I was always left right before everything went down, Or I got there right after everything went down. And, you know, you tell people, so I'm thinking I should have, what, 27 to go? Is that what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I should be at... Where was I at? I was at 339. I don't know. I think I messed my numbers up here somewhere. I forget where I'm supposed to be at this point. I think it's 7. I think I'm supposed to be at 319. Okay, we'll take 318. 318.3. Let's get another measurement. $318.8, so that's close enough to 319. So that leaves me with 12 to 18. Well, like I said, 7,000. So I'm going to put in 3 thousandths. Let me find that 0 again, the elusive 0. Okay, I got a mark there. Okay, we're going to call that 0. I'm going to put in 3 thousandths. And that should leave me at 313. So here's to 313. It's like 400 RPMs. Taking away 3 thousandths. Need to take away 7 total. So I should be 1 thousandth over my 312. It's actually 312.5, so. And I'll probably go a little under 312 just to make threading a little easier, just maybe a couple thousandths. I'm not breaking a chip at this speed, but I do have a nice smooth finish. I'm kind of thinking ahead of how I'm going to hold this for knurling. And if I had a 5/16 collet, it'd be perfect, because I could just turn this around and do the knurling, then come back and do the threading. Okay, this could be the final pass. So I was thinking we should be at 314.5. Yep, I'm under. Looking around the corner, I'm at 308. What are we up here? 308.8, so we call that 309. That puts it 3 thousandths under 312, 307. So that's kind of just about where I want to be at. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up for threading, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is make this screw with the knurled end. I'm not going to do my normal bore the hell out of your routine. I'll show a couple passes of getting the material down to 5/16, I think it is, and a little bit of the threading and the knurling, which I'm not equipped to do great work on, but maybe if I can keep it close enough to the chuck, the collet holder, and apply enough pressure, maybe I can get some decent knurls. So, like I said, I'm going to try not to make this unnecessarily long. So, my goal is 312 thousandths. I am currently at 4 something here, 426. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to do 12 thousandths and try to get this down to 400 and start working with. Okay, here we are. Bring this off of here. So I got my die sitting here. Got my 308 thousandths to 4 thousandths under, 309 actually, 3 thousandths under. So I'm able to use the live center in this hole, you know, up to a certain point. I'd say probably twice the depth of the die itself. Let me put this on 0. Bring this on up here. And let me get you a different view here. Okay. So I'm going to make sure I got a good start there. A square start. And then I got these little fingers here. I'm not sure what they're for, but I know I need to have them out all the way. So basically, I'm going to crank this and advance my tailstock. Once I get this started, I might just take it over to the bench vise. I need to get you guys a little further out of the way here. I need to get some oil on this situation. I'm not really biting in there yet. There, I'm starting to grab now. I think the downward pressure that I would be allowed to exert if I wasn't in this setup would help get that started. I think I'm starting to bite into it now. Yes. So I'm going to keep advancing the tailstock until I'm okay. I'm going to do a little back cut here. With the length of this, I need that tailstock pressure actually to keep me from bending the whole mechanism. Okay, I want to see how far I am in there. I may not do it this second, but I'm itching to get this off of the lathe and get it over to the bench vise. This thing being so long, I'm not comfortable with the pressures. As long as I can keep the dead center, the live center, tucked up there and supporting it. But at some point, I'm going to have to take it off of the lathe anyway. One thing I like about this setup is, how can you even be seeing that? Is I can shoot my oil right down the top here, and I never usually would backpedal. On the tap, I always was taught or observed that, you gave it a turn or two, then you went backwards to clear the chips. And I've never really considered whether or not that is a practice with the thread dies. It doesn't sound like a horrible idea. And, I probably should have cut these threads myself. But sometimes with the amount of setup and time, okay, that's walking out on me. Okay, I've made it all the way down, and I've turned the die around. Not because I want to cut closer to the shoulder necessarily, I just want to... What the hell's going on? The die's on there straight. It's this thing here that is the problem. I turned the die around not necessarily to cut all the way down to the shoulder. but to just kind of chase these threads. I'm thinking maybe coming in from this new direction might cut, you know, a little more off of one side than the other if the die is, you know, dull on some teeth. Kind of makes sense in my head. Okay, I guess I left you out of the knurling. No great loss. My can seems to be leaking oil from places other than the spout. You guys have stole my spot, I can't see. Okay, we should be popping off here any second. We're out of, here we go. I was going to say we're out of blade. So let me quick clean up on this parting blade and get it hung back up. Bring this tool down here real quick. And get something to chamfer that with. Maybe this one, maybe. Okay, well, the chamfering, it has a grip to it, that's for sure. Let me take this and clean it up before showing it off to anybody. Well, there's not enough air pressure to clean anything there. And it does have a good rough finish. And I can well, you can tell I've dogged up the threads a little bit there. There we go, back again. Okay, we'll never go that far. Well, let's leave it at this. Now I still have to come in and put that brass pin in the bottom of this one and figure out how I'm gonna, I think I have some material I can wind a spring with. I can take an existing spring and rewind it. But yeah, that's gonna work on the tool cutter grinder. Nice little taper on it. Okay, let me go set it up on the tool and show you how it works. Okay, here's the same too. I'm going to change this table pivots, and we loosen this one, tighten this one, and it's going to pivot that table. So what I needed it for, though, is right here. If you're indexing across this circle here, you have to have something to cup there. And there's the one that we already had. And there's a graduated dial here. The table also tilts like this, 18 degrees, I think. And I think that's so you can pull your tool away and take a look at it. But let's go ahead and pull this out. And we'll do the same here. So basically it's for fixing this at and holding it at an angle. Now here's something I've added on. See, let me see if I can get some more light in here. Slow down. Okay. I basically added my, I don't know if it's a 2-inch vise. But I got that on there. It could hold a workpiece. Here's my connection. Going straight through the vise. Just an idea, some way to hold a tool. So let's go ahead and put that right there and let that fall. Let that fall right there on 15 degrees. And we'll come over here and basically lock that in. So that the table is locked in that direction now. Okay. Upgrade to the cutter grinder. Okay, alternative ending number 3. That completes that little build, except for one final point that I didn't realize the original part had, and that is a hole bored through here, through the top, and all the way through down into this pin where there is a spring placed and a piece of brass rod coming up into these threads. So you shove it down on the corner, thread it in there, and then that brass rod is going to interfere with these threads and basically keep them from slipping during machining and losing your position. So it seems like a simple operation. Finding the spring is probably going to be the hardest part of it. I got the brass material, multiple in the right size. I could turn it down if I need it. So let's see how these things work. There's 2 of them on the bed. The bed turns each way, and then what it is, you loosen this one, tighten this one, and it makes the bed turn either way or the other way. Now here, on this radial grinding fixture, once you get that set at 14.5 degrees over on the other side, you'll snug this up and keep this fixture in place. You can see where this one is, and then here's your calibrated dial here. Hey Whitey, you're all wet, buddy. Whitey, you're all wet. Do you want to go inside? Whitey. Hey Whitey. This cat, he'll go inside when he wants to go inside. Okay, go on. It's raining out there. It's nasty. Okay, I also added something to this radial grinding attachment. You're looking at the back of it. And I knew there was a reason I bought that 2-inch screwless vise. But I got that mounted on there, and that's one way that I'll be able to hold material. Oh, and I've kind of been schooled on the role of that machine in the whole tool cutter grinding scenario. And it's what I was trying to do with it initially was make a tool. Well, it's not for making tools, it's for maintaining tools. I think that's accurate, and I see that now. So I might, get a high-speed steel blank and work on it with the grinder, the pedestal grinder, possibly the sanding disc, and get it shaped the way I like it, and then I can hook it up to the mount it to the tool cutter grinder by K.O. Lee, and then I could fine-tune all the angles and all the cutting edges. on the surfaces. So, yeah, I've been schooled and I appreciate it. Okay, that's all there is. This is part 3, I guess, of building something for the KOD tool, cutter, grinder. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your advice. Appreciate all the comments and criticisms. Bring it on, man. Except, I think the one was uncalled for. Somebody was giving me shit. And okay, maybe he's right. For using these on my ER32 collet holder. So I look like a plumber. He wanted me to turn. He expected me to turn around and show him my ass crack or something. No, I don't think he said all that. But yeah, that's funny. Who was that, by the way? I think. Okay. I'll see you guys.